Hi everyone, my name is Benny. I've been in the salon for over 20 years and today we're going to talk about extensions. If you've been wondering which type of extensions is right for you, this is the perfect video. We're going to cover 3 big types of hair extensions: K-tips, tape-ins, and weft. First, let's talk about K-tips. These are K-tips. So these have not been cut down. These are individual bonds of hair that use a keratin tip that is heated and rolled to give an individual placement of the hair extension. These type of extensions are amazing for somebody who's looking to blend really short layers because these can be cut very, very tiny, so you can go really high up on the hair and keep it virtually indetectable. You can put these anywhere on the head, so you can go right up to the front, you can go right to the bottom, you can go right up to those top layers. So these are really good for somebody who wants a little bit more of a versatile placement. These are also great for somebody who wants to leave extensions in their hair for a long time. Somebody who's not looking to be back in the salon every 6 to 8 weeks would love these hair extensions because I have clients that can keep these in their hair for up to 6 months. You heard right, 6 months. Stay tuned to this video because later on I'll be telling you how to take care of them to keep them lasting for 6 whole months. These extensions are also great on somebody looking for a curly result. So natural curly clients would love these extensions because you're able to turn basically any type of hair extensions into K-tip, making the options for blending endless. These are also great types of extensions for people with a very active lifestyle, as running into a lot of sweat and natural oils doesn't really tend to affect these as much as the other extension types. These are also great for somebody who wants full movement around their hair. Because these are individually bonded to individual pieces of hair, as it moves around, you get a little bit more of a natural effect and it moves more like the real hair will. Now, let's talk about some of the drawbacks of K-tips. Because they are individually bonded to the hair, the appointment times can be very long. Sometimes it can take 3, 4, 5, 6 hours for tiny, tiny, tiny little placements to be put all over the hair, making the installation a little bit more expensive than the other types of installation. These would not be great for somebody who doesn't like their hair growing out very long. Because these take so long to put in and they're a little bit more difficult, you tend to leave the installation in your head for a little bit longer. So if something grown out a little bit further kind of tends to annoy you, these might not be the extensions for you. These also might not be great for somebody who is looking for hair that they can reuse again and again and again very easily. I'm not trying to say that K-tips are not easy to be reused, but after the 3 months, 6 months, however long you keep these in your hair, the removal of these extensions takes the keratin tip off of the hair, which means that your stylist has to reattach keratin to reapply it on the hair. That can be quite a lengthy process and not every hairstylist offers that service, so some people recommend buying fresh hair after every installation. That can be quite pricey. Next, let's look at tape-ins. So tape-ins are very popular hair extensions, and I do a lot of these in the salon. You can see right up close that these are the hidden hair tape extensions. So these are the ones that I recommend the most because they are virtually indistinguishable from your real hair. Now, tape-ins are when you have 2 tabs of hair like this. There is an adhesive attached to the inside, and these 2 sandwiches are placed together on top of a thin section of hair, and that secures these in your hair. Looking at these tape-ins, you can see that they are great for somebody who's looking for a quick installation. They don't want to be in the salon very long. The average installation for a tape-in can take about an hour, usually, so it's not a long process. You're in and out of the salon, and they're awesome for adding in a temporary color in the hair. So somebody who's looking to add a little bit more of a brighter pop in through the bottom, someone who's looking to add in a fashion shade, they would love tape-ins because you can really place the color wherever you want it, making them very versatile to be used. Now, the person who might not love tape-ins is going to be somebody who might be very active. If you tend to sweat a lot, or if you tend to let your blow dry last you about a week or longer and your hair gets pretty oily, these might not be the best extensions for you. The natural sweat, grease, and oils from your scalp can get in between the tabs and loosen them, making them slide down your hair a little bit faster. These also might not be great for somebody with a really heavy curl pattern that requires a little bit more heat to blow dry. You can imagine if you're to place a blow dryer or flat iron on these tabs at the top, it will make the glue slip and the hair will slide down faster. So I'm not trying to say it's not impossible for someone with curls, it's just not the best type of extensions. Now let's look at Genius Weft. Installing Genius Weft in the hair is one of my favorite installation types. You can see that the top of this extension is a very thin, very flexible weft. These are not machine tied. They are quite thin and quite light, meaning you can stack these as much as you want to get a very full head of hair installed in your head. Now these are installed in a row following the shape of the head. You can have 1, 2, 3 rows in your hair. The old days we used to sew the hair onto a braid. Nowadays they're sewn onto a tiny copper bead, making them lay really flat and also keeping your hair safer and putting less tension on your hair. Weft hair installations are amazing for somebody with already long hair that wants to add just a little bit of length. They have a great amount of hair on top to blend over. They might need just 1 row. Somebody looking to add a lot of hair, so you're looking for a really thick result. You maybe have a lot of hair and you need to match that density, or you just want to have Disney hair and you want to be putting in 200, 300 grams of hair. We definitely recommend using Genius Weft hair. If you were to try and install 200 or 300 grams of tapes, you wouldn't have any space on your head left because you're not able to stack this on top of each other. Ktips, you can go in with a very heavy hand and apply 200 grams of hair. There's just going to be keratin tips everywhere all over your head and not a lot of room for your hair to breathe. Weft will allow you to stack as much hair as you feel like you need on each row. So you can get 200-300 grams of hair on 2 or 3 rows, leaving quite a lot of hair out to blend in with that. So somebody wanting a really thick installation would love Genius Weft. Another really good benefit of these extensions is when you come back to reinstall, it is a single appointment. Now, depending on what type of installation you do with your weft, your reinstallation either looks like an appointment where we just open the bead and pull the hair right back up to the root, or if you have hair on both sides of your bead and the bead is completely covered and discreet, what you do is you come in about 6 to 8 weeks, we cut open the threads, pull the hair out, reposition the beads up at the root, and then sew the hair back on. So either way, you are coming in for 1 reinstallation appointment with your weft. So I hope you got some great decision tips on which type of extensions is right for you. Now let's talk about how to maintain these extensions. When you have your keratin tip extensions and you want them to last the full 3 to 6 months, maintenance is very important. In fact, it is the most important thing. You want to make sure you're going for regular blow dries with your hairstylist so they can make sure that all the bonds are perfectly separated and there's no matting going on at the root, and everything will last you a lot longer. With your Genius Weft, the best way to maintain them is to make sure you brush the root out before you blow dry to make sure there's no matting at the root. Of course, regular blow dries will make it much easier for you to keep that looking very great, but if you need to make sure you take care of these at home, very easy to do. Maintaining your tape-ins is a little bit more difficult than wefts, but not as difficult as K-tips. They're kind of something in between. You definitely want to make sure that you're not getting any matting at the root. Just separate your extensions as you're sitting and watching TV or whatever you're doing. When you go to blow dry your hair, you just make sure you separate the tabs from the rest of the hair and just blow dry the root as much as possible to get them nice and smooth. You of course want to make sure that you use a great quality shampoo and conditioner and mask. Because this hair doesn't grow from the scalp, Of course, all hair sheds. You want to make sure these extensions last you as long as possible. When you're trying to decide which grade of extensions to pick, go with what's in your budget and go with how long you want the hair to last. 7A Brazilian type hair is going to be awesome for somebody who's looking to save a little bit of money, wants really thick, nice hair, and they don't care if the hair has to be changed out in 6 to 8 months. I've had some people that keep it for a year, but they take really good care of their hair. Somebody who's looking to spend a little bit more and they want the hair to last a little bit longer, they want it super silky, I recommend that you look for either a 9A or 10A quality hair. Definitely look for European Remy hair. That's gonna make sure you get the smoothest, sleekest result, and the cuticle is gonna last on that for the full year. So that's gonna be how you decide which type of hair to buy, which grade of hair to buy, and now you know how to maintain the extensions so they last you a long time. I hope you learned a little bit from this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the bottom below and I'd love to get back to you. For more hair tips and tricks and hacks, click that subscribe button and make sure you check back on our page often. Have a great day. Bye.